Yeah, bloody hell. Hope it's all this tomorrow.
Joined by Kurri Bulldogs coach Phil Williams. Phil, you must have been very proud of the guys yesterday up at Cessnock.
Yeah, it was a good effort. It's probably been a couple of weeks in the making. After we put in a good performance here against South and against West the previous week, yeah, the first half wasn't real great, but the second half, especially the last 30 minutes, was very good.
Talk us through the last 5 minutes. What was going through your mind?
Get out of the try line. Someone just get out of the try line. No, the processes we've got here, a little bit of structure, just holding the football. You know, we worked to the parts of the football field where we knew we were able to maybe score a try or put ourselves into a position to score, and that's what happened.
You just touched on there. I mean, I guess it's all about higher completions and that sort of thing.
Oh, we've been shooting ourselves in the foot all year. I think just before Saturday's game, we were completing in the 50s. I think our highest one might have been 68, 70, but yeah, majority of the games this year, all we've been doing is tackling. You know, completing in the 50%. It's not at the first grade standard.
Mate, of course, you know, to get looking forward to Saturday's match with Macquarie. How do you beat Macquarie?
Control the ball, control their big forwards. You know, there's no secret game plan to them. I think they just rumble through the middle of the ruck and the middle of the field, and then pass it off to Andy Sumner, Royce Jeffries, Nathan Cantor. You know, they'll attack their speed men. Yeah, they'll just try and rumble over the top of us and then give it off to their speed men.
And how's the injury front looking?
Injury front, yeah. We've lost Truckee Brendan Worth this week, so we've got a couple of bumps and bruises, but I think overall, everything should be, apart from Truck, I think everything should be all right.
And what have you said to the guys for the rest of the season? I mean, semi-finals still what you're aiming for?
Oh, we're hanging around, so a couple of more good performances and we'll see where we go, but it definitely starts Saturday, and you know, we've got to get the victory Saturday, and we're back at home. We haven't been here for 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, so we need to put a good performance in here.
Now we're going.
Ready? Yeah. Barry, what are you expecting from the first 40 today?
A very tough game in the forwards. 2 big packs coming at each other. And it'll take a little while for it to settle down, and then hopefully once we do, we can start hitting edges and play some good footy.
Got a few young guys out there today as well.
We have, mate. You know, the kids have been going well in the lower grades, and that's always good to promote them. You know, we're big on that down at Toronto, looking after the juniors. I think there's about 7 or 8 in first grade today. Reserve grades chock-a-block full of local juniors and right through all grades. We're trying to promote that.
What would please you come 80, mate?
Just to grind out a win, mate. You know, we know it's we're not going to run away with it here today. We did it last week against Maitland after a month off and played for 80, and you come here today and you've got to play for the 80 minutes. Otherwise, look what happened with Cessnock and Kurri last week. Kurri beat them with a few minutes to go.
Good stuff. Good on you, Barry. I'll see you soon, mate. Better start editing that now, mate.
Not a cloud in the sky, and the teams are not too far away. And we thank the Kurri Bulldog Club for allowing us into their inner dome throughout the week to be able to telecast those stories. And if you're tuning in right now across the Bar TV network or wherever you may be clicking on through Fairfax Media, stick around at half time. We're going to take you inside the Boys Club and also a chat with former Newcastle Knight and North Queensland Cowboy player Daniel Abraham. So we'll get to that at half time. But without further ado, well, It's great to have this man in the box, the South's coach, Adam Bettridge. Adam, thanks for joining Bar TV.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's good to be up here and looking forward to what should be a pretty good game here today at Kurri.
Mate, it will be a big game with a big crowd coming in here as well. And the Macquarie Scorpions, well, they've had, this is only their second game in 4 weeks, I believe. But a great win last week, wasn't it, for the Scorps?
Yeah, big win for them, mate, against Maitland, and they've got a big physical pack, and the more footy they can get, the better it'll be for the Scorps. So I'd expect them to, be ready to go this weekend.
And no doubt, defence won them that match last weekend as well.
Yeah, mate, it was a big performance from all reports. They defended the last 15 or 20 minutes and didn't leak any points against a very good Maitland side, so I'm sure Coach Moore will be happy with that.
Well, what we might do, we might quickly go through the Kurri Bulldogs side as they'll take the field today. At fullback, we have Neenan Simpson. On the wings is Shannon Tanner and Lachlan Hill. The centre pairings of Scott Dunn and Lachlan Shippard. The number 6 is Simon Craig. The number 7 is Mitch Cullen. The 8 is Michael Campton. 19 is Ben Wyborn. 10 is Hayden Jeans. 11 is Jay Stevens. The 12 is Dan Thorogood. And locking the scrum for the Kurri Bulldogs is Cody Brooks. The interchange looks this way. The 17 is Hayden Smith. Shane Baldwin in 15. 17, of course. And the 20 is Justin Peterking. And we just heard from their coach in Phil Williams. We'll go through the Macquarie Scorpions. At fullback, we have Nathan Cantor. On the wings is Ryan Houston and also Liam Mitchum. The centre pairings of Shane Beale and Royce Jeffrey. The 6 and 7 is Andrew Subner and Michael Moran. The 10 this afternoon for the Scorpions is Adam Swadling. The hooker is Chris Hyde. The 8 is Danny Vaughan. And the number 11 is Josh Shemedel. And the interchange this afternoon is Blake Shaffey, Isaac Briggs, Randall Briggs and Ajar Roberts. And, of course, we just heard from their coach in Barry Moore. Well, we're not too far away from the kick-off here. Just a few stats we might go through, Adam, before the kick-off here this afternoon. The Bulldogs, well, they've averaged 17 points in attack coming into this game. They conceded 27 points in defence. So what do you make of those stats?
Yeah, I think they're going to need to be better than that today. I think, Macquarie got plenty of points in them, and I don't think they leak a great deal. So I think Kurri are going to have to tighten up, and they won't be able to concede that many points if they're going to try and win today.
Meanwhile, a few stats for the Macquarie Scorpions. They're averaging around 24 points in attack and letting in 23 points in defence as well. Yeah,
same with Macquarie. They wouldn't have been happy with that coming into now, and they've tightened it up a bit, and with a few players back, they'll be trying to better than that. So, yeah, it should be a nice, tight game.
Well, last time these two sides met actually was earlier on in the year, but before that, we can't forget, what was it, the semi-final, I think it was. Kurri came back from 30-6 and got up and won that game by 48 points to 30. What a day that was for the Bulldogs. Yeah,
it was a funny old day. I was up here watching, actually. We had to play Kurri the week after, and yeah, it was a funny old game, that one. It was probably that try before half-time, that really got Kurri back into it. It only seemed like 4 points, but, it gave them that kick of hope, and they come out in the second half and probably played one of the best halves of footy you'll ever see. So I don't think Macquarie will want to be seeing that today.
Well, here come the Macquarie side. Well, they need a victory today to hold on to their third spot on the NRL ladder. They're coming out and they'll be running right to left on your Bar TV screen. Quick tip, Adam, do you see the home side hanging on, or do you think the Scorpions will get up?
I see this being a pretty physical encounter early, and I think, mate, I'd probably be tipping the Scorps, just for the fact that they've got their 7 back in Moran, and they've got everyone on deck up front, and, they're a massive pack and they throw plenty at you early, and I'd probably be leaning towards the Scorps, but, it'll be close. The Kurri locals, they like to get behind them up here, and it's never an easy game. Whoever they put on the park, they always give you a good game, so I reckon this could be a belter.
Mate, if you're the coach of Macquarie, what sort of players are you looking out for the Bulldogs today?
Oh, mate, you'd be keeping an eye on Big Mick Campton. He's been pretty red hot this year. Mitch Cullen's done a few good things. And also the 6 in Simon Craig. He's a ball playing, more of a ball running, a 6 than he is a ball playing 6. So there's a few dangers there. But, they're pretty lethal across the park too, Kurri.
Well, here come the Kurri Bulldogs. Holly Aylett, our touch judge here this afternoon. Our referee, of course, will be Ryan Walters. And alongside Kylie will be Craig Dybert. So we're almost set to go. It's round 12 of the NRL, and you're on Bar TV. It's great to have South's coach, Adam Bettrich, in the commentary box here this afternoon. So it will be the Kurri Bulldogs to kick off. Mitch Cullen, as you can see on your screen, just about to plant the ball on the tee. And we're all set. And here we go. Just waiting now for the Bar TV floor manager to give the time underway, and he has, and we're underway here at Kurri. Beautiful afternoon for rugby league. It promises to be a sensational clash. And the Macquarie Scorpions have the first use of the football about 21 metres out from their own goal line. As we mentioned,
he's a bit ginger there, Pete. Adam Swanling. He's a big part of this Macquarie side, and he's gone down after that first tackle, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah, big news early days. He's just ducked back to the 20-metre line. He's getting back up, but he doesn't look at all good. Simpson's got to go away and try and collect the ball, but the ball's gone into touch, and is that a 20-20?
I think so.
It could well be. We're just waiting for the touch judge to have a look at our referee, and a perfect start for the Scorpions. They'll get the football back here, Adam, 20 metres out from the Kurri goal line.
Yeah, just the start they needed, mate, running downhill here at Kurri. You know, it runs into that bottom corner pretty hard. The Kurri players don't look real happy here with the call, but it was pretty clear. I thought that was a 40-20.
Well, here it is on the Bar TV replay. Well inside the 40. It was just a question of, did that ball go into touch?
Oh, it's clearly gone dead, Pete.
Oh, they have probably got all the right in the world. So that could be a tough call, Ad.
Yeah, tough call. They've got to defend this one now. Kurri, they'll be looking for a big set here.
So here come the Macquarie Scorpions. Lost the football. Is that a penalty? No. Lost ball. Well, the referee was right on the spot.
Yeah, it's probably one that they get one back there. So, you know, that's good for Kurri. They'll be looking to get their kick now and get back up the other end.
Possibly a little bit of karma there going back to the Bulldogs here. Replay action this afternoon on Bar TV Sports will be provided throughout the telecast of all the major incidents or highlights throughout the match. And don't forget to hashtag Bar TV Sports to get hold of us, and we'll give you a mention throughout the telecast. As now the Kurri Bulldogs advance it outside the 30-metre line. 15 metres short of the halfway line is where they'll get up and play the football, just running it through the middle of the field. Strong run needed, and this is Cody Brooks. 4 metres short of the halfway line. They continue to go up the grandstand side. This is Michael Campton on the last tackle, centre of the field. They'll need a good kick here, and the kick comes off the boot there of their number 7 in Cullen. Puts it down to Cantor, fields the football. 21 metres out from his own line. Comes across field before he can't go any further, and he's finally in the ground, just short of the 30-metre line.
Yeah, good set there from Kurri. They'll be happy with that, getting to the kick, what they needed. Kick pretty deep to the corner, maybe a bit deeper on the next one, but that was a very good set coming off their line.
Well, as we mentioned, Kurri need a victory today to hold on to, Macquarie need a victory to hold on to their third spot on the ladder. It's only their second game in 4 or 5 weeks. Of course, you'd remember that they had the bye a few weeks ago, then they had the washout. And then last week they got up over Maitland by 26 points to 24. And they were able to pretty much win their defensive game that way to hold on to the game. This is the Fivers with it. This is Liam Metcham. And he's on the last tackle. 31 metres out from the Kurri line. They go the blind side. Short. Can they offload? They can't quite get the ball away to the winger out here in Briggs. So it comes back to the Dogs, and they've got it 20 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, Chris Hyde was a bit more active in that set. He jumped out a few times. He's a very classy hooker, and if you're not aware at marker, he'll test you out. So look for him to feature more later as the game gets on.
As Kurri lifted in that tackle, penalty going the way of the Bulldogs here as well. So we might have a look at the replay here of the lifting tackle. It was nothing much in it, but deserving of a penalty. As they shoot it in the touch, And gee whiz, they found it, but it wasn't quite clear cut. But the referee touch judge puts his flag up in the air, and the 17 is with it. And this is Hayden Smith. That was the replay there of the incident. Back to live pitches now. And the Bulldogs scoot from dummy half. Which way will they go? They go up the middle. The gap closed just as quick. They play the ball. Well, he wasn't square playing that, and that's why a penalty, Adam, to the Macquarie Scorpions.
Yeah, that's silly there from Noonan. He should have taken his time. That's only play 2. He clearly wasn't square, and referee Waters is all over that. You can't be doing that, mate, not on play 2. And this is what we spoke about before the game. Given Macquarie good field position now, it's Kurri putting themselves under a lot of pressure here early on.
This is Chris Hyde, puts boot to the ball, and he finds the old boys' shed over there. The old boys' shed will be our feature at halftime, so make sure you stick around for that. A great insight into the history here at the Kurri Bulldogs, and we thank Jeff Polglay throughout the week for taking on us through pretty much a whole tour of that shed and the facilities that the old boys over there today are going through. As Macquarie at 5 metres out from the Bulldogs goal line, looking to strike first points in the match. Where will they come? Comes back to Allen. He charges towards the line and he scores. First try, they lead 4-0.
Yeah, nice little short play there. Got him on the numbers. Dane Thorogood got caught up a bit on the inside and they were able to execute pretty well there. But it just comes back to that silly play the ball on play 2. You know, you can't be giving Macquarie quality field position like that, and they've paid dearly for it.
The third try, ladies and gentlemen, of the feature match of the day in the real NRL goes to the Macquarie.
As Adam mentioned, building pressure, and they were able to crack, and this is it on the Bar TV replay. Allen beat 1, beat 2, and his strength was able to do the rest.
Yeah, just watch his first up bump here. He's got a strong ball carry, able to beat Jeans on the inside, and Thorogood couldn't get there. But like I said, it comes back to Kurri making it hard for themselves, and I'm sure they'll be talking behind the line, all positives. They've had an all right start, so they've just got to get back down that end and start again.
Here's the kick now coming up from Ryan Houston. 5 goals last week. Got an impressive tally himself this year. 4 tries, 20 goals, 56 points. Looking to add the extras. Moves in, strikes it. He's bringing it back around. It looks good off the boot. Another 2 points. So Macquarie, after 8 minutes, they lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, Kurri be looking for a big set here. They want to get a kick. Macquarie kicking from their own half and get a bit of ball down the other end. They've just got to stay nice and patient with it and no penalties.
Ryan Walters, our referee here this afternoon. Touch judges, Craig Dybert and Kylie Aylett on the touch lines as Macquarie bring it back out towards their 20-metre line. So if you just clicked on and tuned to the Bar TV coverage, you would have seen the first try to Simon Allen. And that's why the Macquarie side have got the football where they are right now on your screen, 30 metres out from their own goal line. With Adam Bettridge, South's coach. Great to have Adam in the broadcast box this afternoon. Of course, South's running second on the real NRL ladder. Goes down now to Simpson, 20 metres out. He's got space in front of him. Got a bit of speed, hasn't he, as well? And he's been crunched 30 out from his own goal line.
Yeah, good set after a try from Macquarie. Definitely what you need, getting to the kick. It's pretty interesting to see young referee Walters. He's new to first grade. He's keeping a Big 10, which I didn't think it'd happen up here, but it's good to see that both teams apart playing off a Big 10 and the ruck's nice and clean, which is good.
And the crowd sure is vocal as well, coming from the grandstand over there, the John Sattler stand. They brought their Bulldogs army with them, as you'd expect. They haven't played here in 4 weeks. Let's see if they can turn the tables around. So far, they're down by 4. Losing the ball. Well, they haven't been down inside the Scorpions' 30-metre line yet in attack.
Yeah, I think Coach Williams won't be real happy with this. He was pretty disappointed at half-time last week and they bounced back. So, boys, they've got to just get through their sets here. Like I said, the 10 is massive up here at the moment, so they've got to really start working hard in their D.
So they spin it out to the Johnny Sattler stand side. Macquarie coming back on the inside towards the centre of the field and getting up there to play the ball. Thinking you'll find it's the centre in Shane Beale. Who wants it now? Ball's on the ground. Did it go forward?
That's got to be forward.
Yeah, he's called it up now. Well, we're on the halfway line, and that looked a mile forward from here.
Yeah, mate, the sideline eye were pretty good from up here, but the refs are all over that. Mr. Dybird on the other side, he's seen it and pulled it up.
So scrum about to pack down here, just shy of the 40-metre line. So Kurri feed. Let's see what they can do here. As a coach, Adam, what are you expecting in this set of 6 from the Bulldogs?
Mate, if you're looking at my side, I'd be liking to get into the Macquarie half here and, maybe get there on play 3 and have a shot. But if nothing works, we kick deep to the corner or try and get a repeat set. That's the whole aim of it, build the pressure.
This is Tanner. Short of the halfway line. Referee telling him to get up. Big tackle, but able to offload. This is Simpson. He's elusive in the fullback jersey. Great tackle over the top too there by Danny Vaughan. So the Bulldogs, opportunity here to come to the edge. This is Tanner. Goes down to the 30. Can't go any further and he's on his back. That's the 4th tackle. Back through the middle. Thorogood. Inside the 30. Last tackle now for Kurri. Where's the kick going to come? Off the boot of Cullen. Testing kick. Swirling around the breeze, and Macquarie have the ball. Good tackle as well. 30 metres away from their own goal line.
Yeah, once again, could have maybe done a bit better with that kick, but they'd be happy they got through the set. That one, Kurri, is a better set for them, and there's the error that they need. Turn the ball over and Kurri attack here with a new set. Oh, Campo, he's turned it over early.
Yeah, he's turned it over on the first tackle. And the crowd love that. But, well, as far as the vocal ability goes, not quite sure which way he'll give this one. We'll have a look on the replay shortly to exactly determine who it came off. But the Kurri Bulldogs, looks like they're going across to collect the football here. So put your money on a Kurri feed. Well, this is the set of 6. They've got to turn this around, Adam. They're trailing by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, Coach Williams would be looking for it nice and patient here, like I said. He just wants to get through this set. Neenan's looking pretty lively with this ball, so if they can get into some good position. Oh, looks a bit high. Oh!
That'll be a penalty. He's called time off our referee and Ryan Walters.
Yeah, he's a pretty level-headed young ref, this bloke. I don't mind him. He's new to the grade and he doesn't get overawed too much by it, and I'm sure he'll take control out here.
Just letting Danny Vaughan and Adam Swadling know that that's just not on. So a penalty goes to the Bulldogs, and they take the tap and they go out wide. This is Shippard heading towards that touch line. 5 metres in. Back through the middle they come. Brooks. And the 13 is down to the 20. Numbers to the right-hand side. They just come through the middle, looking to come to the edge. They're up quickly on Simpson. Beat him. Still going. Down to the 20-metre line. Here come the Bulldogs. 20 metres out from the Scorpions' goal line. Duns with the football. They're up quickly. In defence. Was he held? Ball's out the back. Referee's going to call it up. 20 out from the 20 out from the Scorpions' goal line, but I think you'll find he's going to...
Yeah, he's called held there. He'll make him play the ball.
Good call there from Ryan Walters. So it's still on for the Bulldogs on the ground. Was it touched? No, says the referee. Cullens with the ball. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. Options left, options right. Look for the kick towards the end goal area. Sumner's in goal. Can he get back into the field of play? You bet he can, Adam.
Yeah, great stuff there by Andy Sumner. That's what you want your 6 and 7 doing in the line, and that's great work from him. Great clean-up.
Impressive. The number 6 got a try last week against Maitland as well. Leading in the 6 jersey for Macquarie here today so far. The 5 is with it. Liam Mackin, 5 short of the 40-metre line. Macquarie advancing it up towards the 40-metre line. We've had 14 minutes gone here in the first half of the Tooheys Cup. With Peter Jolly and Adam Bettridge live across the globe this afternoon from the Kurri Sports Ground. Perfect afternoon up here in the Hunter. Here's the kick. It goes straight down to the Bulldogs. They got room again. What will they do this time? They just head straight into the defence, and this is 10 of the ball. 15 metres short of the halfway line. Simpson goes short, and they're out to the 40 on tackle number 2. Put away there by Chris Hyde. Approaching the halfway line now through Hayden Jeans. Standing in the tackle. That's the third or the fourth. Towards the left, this is Stevens. Picked up a try last week against Cessnock. Exploiting the short side. The referee puts his hand up to signal the last tackle. Slow play the ball. They're going to kick straight over the head of Cantor. And the ball goes dead. Not the best kick, but there's a bit of biff over here on the 40-metre line between the number 6 in Simon Craig.
Simon Craig, he won't take a backward step to anyone, and I think Swatto might have got him a bit late again. And you know, this is what Kurri probably might need to do a bit and stand up to these scorp forwards, and they're doing it really well at the moment.
Live across Australia at the moment. We've got the fans all coming across here to see what is happening here at Kurri. Well, it's all about the fans, isn't it, Adam?
That's what it's about, and I mean, I can't stress enough how important it is for the league to keep this broadcast happening. And you know, you hear from people all across, not just the Hunter, but outside the Hunter as well, and they love watching their real NRL. It's bush footy at its best, and I think, you know, the coverage that's getting at the moment is tremendous, and we need to keep that up.
Referee, again, having a chat to Danny Vaughan. And also Adam Swadling. So play back underway here at the Kurri Sports Ground. We're approaching the 17th minute of the first half. And the Scorpions were able to score first points through their number 12 in Simon Allen. Now they continue to bash and barge their way out towards the 40-metre line. Chris Hyde has got the ball now through the arms of Moran. Trying to find their winger if they can put it through their hands. This is what they do. The 4 is with it. This is Royce Jeffrey. Beat one. Still going. Jeffrey flicks it out the back. Hit the head of the 6 in Sumner. Ball's out the back. Picked up by Cantor. They're keeping it alive. And Briggs still going. Houston's with the ball. Can he offload? Beale's with it. Will they score? Yes, they can. What a try to the Scorpions. Is that the best try in 2014, Adam Bettridge?
Yeah, that's a clang of that one. That's Macquarie at their best. They threw the ball around. I think I was just going to say they're looking a bit sideways at the moment, the Scorps, but they had a bit of luck there getting to the edge, and Andy Sumner showed some pretty classy footwork on the edge there and plenty of good push, and that's up there with the best you'll see.
Oh, where do you start this replay? Let's start it from the 40-metre line. Have a look at this. You won't see a better try in any level of rugby league than this. Great run by Jeffrey. Offloaded the ball. This is Sumner. The ball was on the ground. Scooped up. Touched on. Briggs offloaded the ball. Out wide it came to Houston. Houston couldn't get to the line, but he knew Beale could. He had the speed, he had the ability, and he's got the try of the year possibly.
Yeah, that's a clang of that. You look at the replay there, and they've done a lot of good things in that play, and I'm sure Coach Moore will be happy with that. But I think the main point here, he would have emphasised the message getting out would have been to get to this kick. He'd be wanting them to kick deep down into these corners and just slow down a bit. Both teams look a bit rushed at the moment, but Macquarie doing a lot of good things coming off their line and pushing hard in numbers, which is what Coach Moore would want to see.
A try like that, Adam, what does that do to team morale?
Yeah, that Macquarie, they'd be loving that. You just want to hope they don't want to throw it around too much, but they'd be very happy with that. And I guess Kurri would be behind the line just trying to regroup and, trying to get back down. They had a good little period there for about 10 minutes. They went really well, so they'll be just looking to start again.
Here's the kick from Houston. Unsuccessful, but it's all the Scorps. They lead by 10 points to 0. 20 minutes gone in the first half here on Bar TV. Coming live this afternoon from the Kurri Sports Ground. Live across Australia on the Newcastle Herald website, the Maitland Mercury website, and all Fairfax publications across New South Wales. Adam Bettridge, the South's coach, in the commentary box. Of course, South's running second on the competition ladder so far. Macquarie, as we mentioned, a win today will cement them a few points behind Souths. And of course, the Western Suburbs Rosellas leading the way on the scoreboard. Rosellas looking for their third premiership in a row come grand final day. As we see now, they're going to kick inside the 40. They bang it downfield. Simpson's got to go away. He collects the football. Again, he's got space in front of him. Runs into the shoulder of Subner and down he goes.
Yeah, good carry back there from Noonan. He's probably looking at a bit of help from his other wingers. They're leaving him a bit stranded out there, and obviously Coach Moore sent that message out to kick early, which is what they'd want after that try. So the outside backs are going to have to work hard here for Kurri to get him going forward.
This is Stevens. Got over the line last week against Cessnock. Jeans over the halfway line. He goes. Subner goes in to finish the tackle. Cullen. Thorogood. Dunn puts down an easy ball. Frustration in the Bulldogs so far.
Yeah, definitely. You just want to hope they haven't got the mentality they've got to chase this game. They just got to get into the grind. The sooner they can get into this grind, the better they'll be for it. But they're going all right. They've just got to minimise these errors. And, that last try is a ripper by Macquarie. So if they can do this one up, hopefully, they'll get some ball soon. Is this the biggest pack, Pete, you've seen so far, Macquarie?
Mate, they're big boppers, aren't they? You wouldn't like to be tackling them.
Definitely a big pack, and that's their strength. And, they tower over most packs. It's just keeping them blokes on the field. And I think that's the key to Macquarie's success.
And they're good in defence, like we witnessed last week as well, when they want to be. 40 metres away from the Kurri goal line. Vaughan inside the 30. Hyde looking for a support player. This is Gallen. Allen. Back to Blake Gallen. This is Danny Vaughan. Hit hard into the ground there by Stevens. Did well there, Moran, to get that ball away. They kick it in downfield, juggled there. That's Lachlan Hill, I think you'll find out there on the wing.
Yeah, he's done a good job there. Curry's a bit slow to get back. Might need to get some fresh legs on there soon. I see big bumper Peterkin stalking the sideline. I don't think it'll be too long and he'll be on.
Yeah, they're using their interchange players. Coach Phil Williams. The ball's out the back. It's play on, says the referee. Cullen, can he get to the ball? He does. Now he's called it up. Gee whiz, you don't see that every day. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, it's just building that pressure on themselves again, aren't they? They're not making it easy for themselves here, Kurri, but they'd be wanting to defend this set and stay nice and tight in the middle. And they've got one big set here and they don't want to leak anything yet. We've only got about, 17 minutes to go in this half, and they won't want any more points here at all.
Vital set of 6 coming up in defence for the Kurri Bulldogs. Macquarie loving all this possession. Are they about to turn more possession into points? 23 minutes gone. This is Vaughan. Put away there by Hayden Jeans. Quick play the football. Kurri backpedaling. This is Gallen. A metre short of the goal line.
Jay Stevens, terrific defender, Jay Stevens. He normally plays lock. He's playing on the edge at the moment, but he won't let you down in D.
Shepherd's close. He's in. Shepherd's gone all the way. Another try to the Scorpions. Well, 14 points to 0.
Geez, I've just put the mocker on Stevens, I think, there. He might have missed one there on the inside, but he's been doing a lot of work. And once again, Pete, it comes back to the pressure that Kurri are applying on themselves. They've got to start getting through these sets.
Is it coming up on the Bar TV replay right now? Talk us through it.
Yeah, Stevens, man on the inside. Gallen's there. He's done a good job to block a few defenders, but the big number 19 in Benny Wyborn. Oh, so yeah, he's gone over the top, and Jeffrey, well, what can we say about Jeffrey? Leading try scorer, very good attacking centre, and if you give him a sniff that close, he normally makes them a try.
The official scoreboard clock, 16 minutes remaining. And don't forget, at half-time, we go inside the Old Boys Club. So don't go anywhere. Definitely worth sticking around. Jeff Polgate has invited Bar TV inside the Old Boys shed. And it's jam-packed over there this afternoon. Great facility. And you'll be able to know exactly what goes on inside that shed.
Yeah, I think every club would love one of them Old Boys sheds. It's a great setup, and hats off to Kurri for making it happen.
This is Houston. Moves in. Ball's coming back around, and it sneaks through. So he was able to convert. So we've got 15 minutes to go in the first half, and the visitors leading the way over the Bulldogs by 16 points to 0.
Yeah, big 15 here for Kurri. Like we said, they definitely wouldn't want any more points now. They've got to really stiffen their defence up here and, more importantly, get through them sets. Looks like a bit of a positional change here. Looks like Coach Williams has put Wyborn out to this right edge. He might have put young Hayden Smith to the left and Jay Stevens to the middle. So he might be sussing out that, he might be thinking that middle needs to tighten up a bit, and that's what he's done with Jay Stevens.
There's a similar pattern unfolding, though, to the last time they played here in the semi-final last year. Kurri were down 30 points to 6. And they came back to win on that day by 48 to 30. So they'll need something similar to that. This could be their chance. They kick it, no. Cleaned up there by Metcham for the Macquarie Scorpions. And he's got the ball 8 out from his own goal line.
Yeah, he has his time of then Cullen there. I think he might have dove on that one, but when you're behind by 16, that probably gets in his head. So they've got a D up here, and hopefully they get another error.
Thoughts there from South's coach, Adam Bettridge. Running second on the competition ladder behind Western Suburbs. As Macquarie now go up the middle of the field. Ball out the back. They did well. They've got that ability, don't they, to go to the line and offload.
Yeah, definitely. They like their second phase, and obviously you see Nathan Cantor hanging around the ruck there. That's where he hangs around. He scores a lot of good tries, Nathan.
Inside the 40, the kick. Goes straight to Simpson. It's about time. The fullback comes into his own. Bit of a jinking run, and he's been smashed there by Michael Moran and a few others over the top. Play on, good go forward here by the Kurri Bulldogs. This is what they need, something to go and take them over the halfway line. Strong defence there by Blake Gallen from the Macquarie Scorpions as well over the top. Halt the progress of the Bulldogs. 45 metres out from the Macquarie line. Jeans is with it. Doesn't want to go to ground. Going from dummy half. Over the 20. They go. 16 points to 0. 12 minutes out from half time. Cullen puts boot to the ball. It's got height. It's going to fall down in the same spot as he kicked it. Who wants to batter it away? Kurri's got the ball. Penalty to Macquarie's offside.
Yeah, not the best finish to the set here. That's you probably, once again, if you add that back, he probably bangs it down into the corner. And I'd say Macquarie with a kick in the touch here would be looking to attack from inside Kurri half, and they'd have points on their mind before half time and really try and nail home their lead.
We're just finding a ball here. Craig Miller talks about the frustration of not having enough balls at the match.
Yeah, Barney's a cranky old man, isn't he? He's sitting on top of the ladder and he's worried about footballs. No, he's a good man, Barney, and he's going well over there at West, and they'll be looking to continue tomorrow against Lakes.
Here's the tap. This is Randall Briggs, 34 metres away from the Bulldogs goal line. Who wants it now? Vaughan, put away there by the big 11 and Stevens. Hyde goes himself from dummy half. Crunched! Offloaded it. How did he do that? And it's knocked on out here by their winger in Liam Metcham.
See if they can take confidence out of this, Curry. That's the area they might need, and if they can get a back-to-back one here, they'd be looking for some points before half-time to really keep them in the game. But that's Benny Wyborn down to a tee. He hits them hard, and he's a real toiler, and he's been a great player for Curry for a few years now.
The Bulldogs, 3 victories this year, 7 losses on 8 competition points. Going into round 12 of the Tooheys Cup. Shippard, highest point scorer for the Bulldogs on 44 points. 20 goals, picked up a try. The defence is hard and in their face and not allowing them to go outside their own 40-metre line. Playing the ball. The crowd telling the referee to get him onside. He couldn't let you know what he said to finish that off, though. Time off. They've stopped the clock here at Kurri.
The Kurri locals are getting a bit rowdy over there. Ryan's copping a bit the ref, and you know they're always pretty honest with their opinion of you up here.
Stevens. Last tackle now. They go from dummy half. Simpson's got it, kicks it downfield. Cantor bangs it in toward, well, he's got to go away into his in-goal area. Will he have to play at the football? No, he doesn't.
Unlucky right idea there from Noonan. He's trying to kick it deep into the corner, and you know that's better from Kurri. That's not a bad set. They've just got to really work hard here and try and get a turnover or a mistake before half-time.
As we mentioned in the pre-game, they averaged 24 points in attack. The Scorpions conceded 23 points into defence. Stats don't mean much come game day, but so far they've been able to put 16 points on the board in the first 40 minutes. Jeffrey runs to Scotty Dunn, and also Cullen downstairs. Over the halfway line they go. Again, inside the 40. Scorpions, centre of the field. Continuing to go the Johnny Sattler-Sand side. Look flat. Back to the Bulldogs. Well, this is their chance, Adam, to get on the scoreboard with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. I'd just like to see them roll it in here, like I've said, and try and get that repeat set. They're due for a try, and if they can get one before half-time, I reckon they'll go in the sheds with their spirits up a bit better, and they'd be pretty confident running down early second half.
So that's the second tackle. Penalty to the Bulldogs. Justin Peter King. He had the ball. He didn't have to go into the tackle as a penalty goes to the Bulldogs. 5 metres inside Scorpions half.
We see Phil Williams bringing on Mick Campton here, and I'd say they'll try and look to get Mick one-on-one. He's done some damage against us this year, and he's done some damage at Harker Oval, and bringing him on 8 minutes before half-time, they'll be looking for something from Campo.
Wyborn takes the tap. 10 metres in from touch. So the Bulldogs have their opportunity. Hayden Smith is with it. 21 metres away from the Scorpions line. Simpson turns it back on the inside. Peter King gets the legs pumping. They continue to come the right side, the commentary box side. Simpson, elusive, spinning around, offloading. Thorogood, put away there by Hyde. Penalty to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this is that little turnaround. You see they probably have that play back. They play a bit more up into the line there, Kurri, but this is the pressure's building for them, and they'd be really looking to get some points on the board.
Wyborn takes the tap. On it comes to Stevens. Picked up one last week against Cessnock in the 30-26 victory. On the inside it comes Peter King. 3 men in the tackle. Wyborn. Campton's close, and they drive him towards the ground. A metre short of the line. Here come the Bulldogs. Cullen's got the ball. Turns it back on the inside. Thorogood beats one. Down he goes. 5 short of the goal line. Wyborn. Out wide. Simpson. Short ball. Can they offload? They're over.
Oh,
Did he lose it?
He's dropped it. He's dropped it on the last pass. That was great play by Kurri.
A chance gone begging for the Bulldogs.
Very good cover defence there in the corner.
So close, yet so far for the Kurri Bulldogs. As now the Macquarie side continue to bash and barge out to the 20-metre line. They're keeping it alive. 6 minutes to go in the first half here. Live on Bar TV with Adam Bettridge, the South's coach. In the Bar TV commentary box, hashtag Real NRL. That's Real NRL on Twitter. And get in touch with Adam. And we'll get to your messages throughout the match.
We'll do our best up here, but it's been a great game so far here at Kurri, and we'll be looking for a good finish. 5 minutes to go, and both teams are giving it their all.
Macquarie. Are they not done yet before half-time? The crowd getting behind their local sides, and they need to as Macquarie now kick it downfield. Well cut off there by Simpson. He's not going anywhere. He's banged down 10 out from his own line.
Yeah, kick chase has been really good today, Macquarie. It must have been something they'd worked on, you know, eliminating need and space, and they've been pretty good with that.
5 minutes to go. This is Tanner. Crowd not happy at all with the referee today. They're trying to tell him that the Scorpions are not back to 10, and it's a big 10, as Adam alluded to. Thorogood towards the 40-metre line. The biggest 10 probably all season.
Yeah, I'll take one of them. We haven't had one of them for a while, but there's nothing wrong with that. Both teams have been that, you know, trying to get at each other, and he's done a good job so far.
Here's the kick off the boot of Cullen. Goes down between the fullback and the winger. It's just a matter of who wants to get to the football. Oh, good tackle. You can hear that crunch from 50 metres away.
Yeah, Benny Wyborn. Very good.
On Houston. This is Mitchell. Goes across field. The other winger.
Tell you what, close to the game here, there's a bit of niggle in this game at the moment. Both teams have got a fair bit to say. As Smeedle goes up the middle.
He's got support too. He draws the fullback, offloads, and Cantor. He goes all the way and scores underneath the post.
Nathan Cantor at his best playing up the middle, and Josh Smeedle made a very good break there on the edge. He's been a good player in reserve grade for a few years now, and I've always wondered why he wasn't getting the opportunities out at Macquarie that he probably has got the last few weeks. And, you know, he's repaying Barrymore there in a lot, so very, very good run on the edge.
And this is how it unfolded.
Yeah, Smeedle beats Peterkin, and obviously Cantor pushing hard up the middle, and they had a few there. Simon Craig trying there at the end to stop him, but, you know, that's very, very good play by Macquarie.
Well, we said it throughout the call. History will have to repeat itself if they're going to get themselves out of this one. The Bulldogs, they were down, what was it, 30-6 in the last year's semi-final. They're down 20-0 with a kick that come from right in front. Just short of the halfway time by 2.5 minutes.
They showed what they could do when they got the repeat set, and they got a few penalties, and, you know, they nearly went over in that corner, so I'm sure that's the message that Phil would be giving them, is they've got to hold this ball and try and get some pressure built on Macquarie's line.
Here's Houston from right in front. He likes it. Not so much the fans in here at Kurri. They've waited 4 weeks for their home side to come back, and they're down by 22 points to 0.
Yeah, they won't give up though. They'll make themselves hurt all day, and I'm sure over in that terrific old boys shed they'll be having a few coldies, and they'll support them all the way to the end here at Kurri.
And welcome back, Kurri to get us back underway. Ball goes down into the in-goal area. Thought we were playing tunnel ball there for a moment. Went through 2 legs. Now they've lost the ball. 10 out from their own goal line.
Yeah, they want to get this scrum packed. A minute 40 to go here, and they've got an ideal position to get a try and get some momentum going, or some confidence at least in their attack going in at half-time.
Okay, this is it. Phil Williams, the coach, he'd have everything crossed. Time off. He's calling over Blake Gallen.
Very deep here, Neen and Simpson. Looks like they might have a little play happening out here. Neen and Simpson very, very deep on the sweep.
The scrum's 20 metres out, and Simpson, as Adam rightly pointed out, he's back on his 40, but they're not going to give it to Simpson if they just turn over the football like this. Now they've turned it over. It's play on. Bulldogs towards the line. A metre out. Penalty. Will he go to the bin? Do they put him in? Well, they do put them in the bin, but I don't think he's going to put him in the bin here. Or will he? No. Players on the ground, just trying to...
He'd be looking for time off here, Kurri. He hasn't signalled time off yet. This is valuable time that has not been signalled.
So, time off. They stop the clock here at Kurri with 55.66 seconds remaining on the scoreboard. Well, everybody is just hoping. I think you'll find it's the 17. And Hayden Smith, I think you'll find, Adam.
Yeah, I think he might have copped a little one over the top here. Nothing too much in it, mate. Look on the replay. Isaac Briggs coming over the top, making a good, strong tackle. Didn't look like to be too much in it.
Bar TV replay. Giving the viewers the chance to witness why we've got the stoppage here. 5 metres out from the line. He's getting back up. That's good to see.
Mightn't be the high shot. Might be a leg injury by the look of it. He's limping off, so might be the leg injury that's done the damage.
Gee, haven't they had their injury troubles this year, Kurri?
Yeah, they've had plenty, Kurri, and they're doing really well to stick with it. You know, the lower grades got beat today, but they're always turning up and they're always giving it all. So Phil needs to be commended for doing that.
Taps taken. 10 metres away from the line. Stevens runs to Gallen. 47 seconds to go. Slow play, the ball. Wyborn. Cullen. Short. It was flat, but it's play on. Ben Wyborn is with it. Mitch Cullen goes himself, stepping. A metre short of the line.
He's scored here.
Has he scored? I think he has. Somehow he's got the ball down. What a try there on the stroke of half-time to Mitch Cullen.
Yeah, it's really the first time that they've had a good go at the line, and I think referee Waters is not going to be too happy with these Macquarie boys. They're giving him a bit of stick, and that's the try that Kurri needed. And I think they can go to the sheds at half-time now. They'll feel they're going to be right in this game second half if they can just hold that football.
Sensational end for Kurri fans and their coach and their players to be able to cross the line for the first time in the first half, right on the stroke of half-time. And Lachlan Shippard.
You look at the replay, there's not much doing here for Mitch Cullen. He's a bigger halfback than most and very strong, and that's just sheer determination to get him over that line.
You still can't believe it, but he can. He got the try.
Yeah, that's very good. He'd be very happy with that. And like we said, if they can build a bit of pressure, you never know here in this second half. They love running towards that old boys shed, and I'm sure they'll be making plenty of noise from here come the second half when they come back out.
Kurri's highest point scorer as the attempted conversion, Lachlan Shippard. 20 goals this season. Is he about to make it 21? concentrating, moves in, hits it. Nope, he sprayed it right. And at half time, we've got a scoreline of 22 points to 4. And I've got to remind you, last time these sides played here, Kurri came back from 30 to 6, so anything's possible.
Yeah, Phil will be into them at half time there and trying to reiterate holding that football, and they can take a bit out of that half, a few errors, and they'll try and eliminate that second half, and it's building to, I think it'll be a very good second half.
Well, the crowd revving up the Kurri Bulldogs. They know that their side's in for one heck of a game in the next 40 minutes if they're going to get their self back into this contest. Just before we go to our video edits, Adam, what is your first thoughts of the 40 minutes, mate?
Yeah, it was a pretty different 40 minutes than I thought I'd see. It was a lot of football thrown around by Macquarie, and they had a bit of luck with it. And Kurri, like we're saying, just a few errors, but that's all right half of football, and both sides will know they can do a bit better in the second half. And I'm sure Barry will be saying to the Macquarie boys just to keep their cool a bit and not try and rush things. And apart from that, I think both coaches will be pretty happy.
Well, throughout the week, what we're intending to do here at Bar TV, we're going to have a feature each week on all the real NRL clubs throughout the Newcastle Rugby League. And throughout the week, this week, we came up here on Tuesday night and we were invited into the Old Boys Shed. And as you mentioned in the first half, not every club has this type of facility, do they?
Nah, their Old Boys Shed is tremendous. I know the South Old Boys love coming up here, and they're very welcomed. And what they've got happening over there is great for the community, and they do a lot of community work from what I hear, not just with the football club. They look after many local things that go on up here, and it's a great idea. And hats off to the Kurri Football Club for making it happen.
Well, here we go. Let's replay the vision this week. It's something that will be a keeper. This is Jeff Polglaze.
Well, here we are in the Kurri Old Boys Shed, and with Kurri's Jeff Polglaze. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Mate, an unbelievable experience in here. Talk us through the memorabilia on the walls.
These two jumpers here, back in 2 years ago, we decided to honour our previous grand final sides. This is the 1945 side, where a couple of our internationals played. They won. And this is our 1993 side, won 20 years ago. The idea is that each year in the last home game, the side plays in these jumpers, and then we auction them off after the game. And it's a fundraiser for the old boys. They raise about anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 we raised each year. So the players come back, sign it. This side here, 1945, we had three of the old players were still alive. Noel White was he's the oldest living kangaroo in Australia, and he made it. Viv Madge and Bob Laverick, they were all here that day. Since then, Viv Madge, probably our greatest player at Kurri, has passed away, but Noel's still going. So the same will happen this year. We'll honour the 1994 side at the last home game of the season.
And mate, as we walk through, good old Johnny Sattler, what a legend.
Yes. 2 years ago in 2012, we named the grandstand after John. This jumper here in the red, white and blue was the jumper that John played in when he was at Kurri. So the first grade side played in those jumpers for the day, and we auctioned some off. This jumper was the prime one. It was framed. Our reserve grade coach, in fact, Tony Hindmarsh, bought it at auction for over $1,500 and donated it back to the old boys, and that's where it was. It's been up on the screen. John Sattler bought Ron Coote, Mike Cleary, and Bob Honan, a number of other South Sydney international and players he played with come from the day, and they donated this to us to hang up in the shed, and that's been there for the last couple of years. John's been down a couple of times. Obviously he was down for the Team of the Century, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, and any event we need him for, he'll come down and help us out.
And of course, John Sattler, the grandstand, for the viewers that may not be aware, is also named after him as well.
Yes, that was the occasion. As you can see there, 30th of 6th, which is just over 2 years ago now, the John Sattler grandstand. It was a big day for everybody, and we had an enormous crowd come and celebrate the day for him.
Oh, you've got a tremendous setup here, and the memorabilia just keeps on coming.
Yes, 4 years ago in 2010, we named our Team of the Century. From a nomination, if you see up there, was we selected about approximately 43 players from our history, and it was defined down to 17 players and one coach. in that side there's 10 internationals, including John Sattler, Gary Sullivan, Jeff Marsman, and the Lumsden brothers. A bit of trivia of that, we've got 17 players in the top 13. We had 2 internationals never made the top 13 because we had 2 international hookers and 3 international wingers, and they couldn't all fit into the same side. So that's a pretty impressive side. So again, there's signatures. We had a marvellous night. Each of the players got a jumper. We auctioned off another set of jumpers for everybody, and then we kept these ones as memorabilia. This one over here is our internationals jumper. With all our internationals who were alive at that time signed all the jumper for us, and we auctioned off those for different costs.
And of course, on match day, this room is available for everybody to come in.
Well,
or
it's
just the members?
just basically the old boys members
Yep.
during the game. So they pay an annual fee to be a member of the old boys, which basically the old boys is the major sponsor of the club besides All Fabs. And then on game day, everything's happening. They watch the game, have a beer behind the bar there, and once the game's over, it's open to the public. We have our presentation here with our 4 grades, and everybody's welcome. They'll normally finish by about 7 o'clock. So it's also used by primary schools and our junior minor league clubs and different other functions. It's not an old boys shed. It's a public utilities building which the public use.
Yeah, no,
in the
fantastic
community.
idea, and mate, thanks very much for doing that. I
Okay.
appreciate that, and all the best on Sunday. How do you think you'll go against the
Oh
Scorch?
yeah, I think we'll go well. We've showed much improved form the last few weeks, and the Sestock win was a big turnaround. So hopefully we'll be able to match it again with the Macquarie on Saturday. Yeah.
Fantastic. Hey Daniel, how you going?
Yeah, good mate, good.
Mate, Knights, been up in the Cowboys territory. What's it like here at Kurri?
Yeah, Kurri's good. It's a good club. There's some good people running it. Good bunch of blokes. I've been here for 5 years now. And I quite enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen a lot since you've been here. I guess a lot of your experience, and with the guys, you pass down that knowledge to them. How do they take that?
Oh, I try to.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me long to teach them everything I know. But they're good. There's some good young blokes here. I've seen a few good fellas come through now and develop into some of the first graders we've got now. At this stage in my career, it's more about how I can help them blokes. I'm not going to get any better or worse than what I am now. The training I do, it's pretty much just to get through week to week. Then help them young blokes out. And I've been working with Phil this year, which is something different. 2 years ago, the thoughts of being a coach was the last thing on my mind. But now I've been working with Phil this year and enjoying it. So maybe when footy finishes, I can go down that path.
Mate, looking back over your illustrious, NRL career as well, you've also played for country. Other highlights throughout your rugby league playing career?
Oh, well, I was lucky I played in that 2001 grand final. It was a funny feel on that one. It was my 15th NRL game and only the 7th or 8th game for that year, so I didn't really have that ownership on that season, where the blokes that had been through the hard yards for the 20-odd rounds leading up to it. Last year with Kurri and that second half of the season where we made that run to the grand final, that was a highlight. Finished, coming second, I guess, getting beat by West, but they're a great side, and that was definitely a highlight of my career. The country games, they were good. I was only young at the time, probably didn't appreciate them as much as I should have. That was an experience playing with some of them blokes and being coached by them fellas. So, I've been fortunate. I've had plenty of highs. I've had a few lows too. But I'd do it all again tomorrow if I could.
Tremendous effort throughout the last 10 years here for Newcastle and the Hunter people, and may not all be over yet, eh?
Yeah, I'll hang on as long as I can.
All right, good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Back live from half-time and a live shot of the Old Boys Club. Hope you enjoyed that behind-the-scenes look. We certainly enjoyed filming it up here at the Kurri Bulldogs, and a fascinating vantage point to watch rugby league, and for the Old Boys to, come over here and have a bit of a banner and a bit of a yarn and a bit of a beer with their old fellas.
Yeah, and they're very open too to the other clubs, which I like. They open all other supporters, and I know that when South play, we normally stay around for the after-match function, so they're a very good club like that.
We're about to get underway. We're underway, and Macquarie have the ball. Incredible start to the second 40. It's now Macquarie. Couldn't have asked for a better start. Schmiedel inside the 20. 22 points to 4 is the score at halftime. Swadling. They find it hard to contain him. Hyde. Numbers to the left. This is where they're effective. Briggs offloading. Cantor goes himself. He's close. Have they pushed him into touch, or has he scored the try? Referee here. Adam, how's your eyes?
Yeah, I think he might have called held up here. It was great cover defence from the right-hand side of the Kurri boys. They've done really well to stop that there.
Incredible scrambling defence by the Bulldogs. So it's still on for Macquarie. They're back the 10. They take the tap. 20 metres away from the Bulldogs line. Blake Shaffy's with the ball. Last tackle now. Back to Gallen. Shows it. Swadling. Last tackle. Back to the Bulldogs.
Mick Campton, great tackle there. Big fella on big fella. He's done a great job. He might have hurt himself. But that's a great tackle there.
So time off. They've stopped the clock. Just in case you're not up to date with our referee, the man in the middle today, it's the young Ryan Walters, and he's with his touchies, and Craig Dybert and Kylie Aylett. 10 metres away, the Bulldogs, coming out of their own 20-metre line. Justin Peter King. Dead well, offloads in the tackle. Needs more runs like this. This is Wyborn. He offloaded. He said, Peter King, what you can do, I can do better. But now they've lost it.
He's ruled a Macquarie knock on here. I think he said it was in the motion of the tackle. And, geez, that's a great run from Bumper. He's got the set started well there. And like you said, a few more runs like that, and that's what Kurri really need.
So the game is on. And Kurri is all in front of them. Well, that goes without saying. 22-4. But as we keep touching on, they were down last year by 30-6. History needs to repeat itself. Unfortunately, they didn't have the drop balls like that this time last year.
Yeah, that's a tough one, that. They've got to try and not make these errors, and now they'll have to defend up again. You hear the talk here from the sideline, the Macquarie boys saying that they want to complete a few sets here, and I'd say that would have been the message to both teams at halftime. Start completing the sets a bit more and play deeper into them sets.
Macquarie, third on the competition ladder. 5 wins this season. They only lost 3, so they go wide. Meckham into space, down to the 20. Good run there by the Scorpions. Centering it back towards the 20-metre line they are. Kurri back the massive 10 metres. As Adam mentioned, probably the biggest 10 metres that he's seen this season. Wide. Where will they go now? Back to the right-hand side. Moran turns it back to the left. Josh is with the ball. Schmiedel plays the ball back. They go from dummy half. Can they go all the way in this play? No, they spin it out wide. Hyde goes himself, Chris Hyde. And he's crunched. Last tackle now. They're going to lose the ball over the line. So that's no try. They've lost it before they got the try.
Yeah, it's a good tackle there over the top. I think you might find it was Dane Thorogood. It was a pretty solid tackle on a very fast-moving Royce Jeffrey, and he's had a lot of luck on that edge. So they've done pretty well there, Kurri. They've held him out, and they'll be trying to get to that kick and kick down deep in the corner and let that ball run down the hill.
And of course, Kurri going up the hill. As we see a penalty going to the Bulldogs. 20 metres away from their own line. Well, they just need some help to get outside their own half.
Yeah, definitely completing them sets of 6. Maybe they might start looking at a bit of second phase here, Kurri. They had a bit of luck in that first half and get the big forwards rolling them forward.
Speaking of forwards, on the halfway line, Thorogood. This is Justin Peter King. Setting into the field. This is Craig, goes to the line. Short ball to Baldwin. Continue to come the commentary side. This is Neenan Simpson. Put away there by Moran. Wyborn offloading to Michael Campton. Last tackle now for the Kurri Bulldogs. The old boy's not happy. Cullen kicking. Intended it for himself, but the ball goes to Liam Etcham, and he's got the ball 20 out from his own line.
Yeah, good pick up there from Etcham. He done a really good job. That was very good hands.
Well, the old boys, they're going to get their team back into it. I'd say the crowd, the noise is going to come from that shed. They're pumped, they're revved up. 22-4. So it's an 18-point ball game here at Kurri with Adam Bettridge, South's Newcastle Lions coach, in the commentary box here today. Thank Adam for his valuable time to come up the Hunter Expressway to be a part of the action. Hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot less, full on as like coaching is. So it's much better watching from here and enjoying it. And it's been a great game so far. A bit of niggly you can see, but
lost it. Play on. Moran's got the ball. Well, indeed, a bit of niggle coming into this one. The referee turned a blind eye to what went on behind the halfway line as the play went downfield. But the Scorpions have it. They're 21 metres away. Shafi plays the ball. Hyde shows left. Now they come back through Gallen. Switching the play. Moran cuts out 4. Beals with the ball. Steps off his right foot. Beats another one. Still going. Somebody needs to put him down. They may not need to put him down. He scores a great try. Shane Beal. He picked up a try last week and he's done it again here on Bulldogs home turf.
yeah, very, very good individual try there from Shane. He showed a lot of strength and he's taken a few and he's left a few in his wake behind him too, and he's scored a very good individual try on the right-hand side here, and he's at the nail in the coffin for Kurri. It's 26-4 with 30 to go, and they're going to have to really work hard from here on in to get back into this game.
Gee, haven't we seen some great tries here this afternoon, Adam, from the Scorpions, and this is just another one of them.
Yeah, you see there, he's beat Jay Stevens and Dane, and he's left one on the ground, and that's a pretty good individual try, and I'm sure he'd be happy with that, and, you know, they've done really well here, Macquarie.
Still going, never held. They couldn't put him down. He was too heavy to put down. And who was over the top? Jay Stevens. Well, he was trying to hang on to his dear life. Came off second best. Houston. Well, they keep that up. He'll just knock them over from all over the park, their goal kicker. 4 tries this season to Houston himself. 24 goals. Aiming to make this 25. He's hit the 60 mark for his own personal tally. Here's the kick. Not quite the way he wanted it to go. If you're a Scorpion fan, it doesn't matter so far in the match. You're still leading by 26-4. Well, the crowd haven't been here for 4 weeks. They've got to get behind their boys. This is the time to do it. Who do you look for, Adam? They just look flat. I mean, who needs the lift?
I think Simpson's the man at the back that can get them back in the game with a few touches, or maybe the half in Cullen taking them on, but he's doing it really tough if they're going to have to do it from their own half. So they've really got to muscle up here and try and get some good field position.
Gallen. Put down there by Lachlan Shippard. Swaddling to the 40-metre line. Hyde. Gee, they're running with power and urgency, aren't they, through the middle?
Yeah, they're doing it pretty well here, Macquarie.
Gallen. Just short of the halfway line. Now smack bang in the middle of the ground. Slow play the ball. Referee puts his hand up. Still a big 10 metres. Going to kick on the halfway line. Going away, Simpson. He's got Hill. Elects to go himself. Didn't use Hill. Spiraled into the ground here. 30 metres short of the halfway line. This is Hill. Shippard runs to Gallen. 3 in the tackle. Plays the ball, Shippard. Tanner scooting over the halfway line. Picked up and dumped into the ground. 40 out from the Scorpions line. 4th tackle gone. They work the John Sattler stand side. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. Back to Cullen, kicking, hoping to get the ball back, but they won't. Simon Craig was hopeful, but not hopeful enough. The Scorpions have it, 30 out from their own line.
Yeah, they just haven't had the bounce of the ball there, Curry. It's been a bit like that for them today. It's a pretty good little play they've put on. They've come up a bit short, but the effort was there.
Juggled, regained by Liam Mitchum. Stevens finishes him off. This is the second tackle. 35 out from their own goal line. This is Adam Swaddling. Penalty to the Scorpions. Right bang in the halfway line. And Michael Campton, he says, ref, come on, try and help us out.
He tells us he's a changed man, Campo. I think that one, I don't know if we've got a replay. It might have slipped off the footy, but they've had a good battle out here today, Campton and Swaddling, and, you know, they normally have a good go each game, and he's been pretty good, Swaddling, I think, for Macquarie. He's given a few penalties, but, sir, off the ball, he says. But, yeah, it's been good so far, the battle, and I'll be looking forward to seeing how it goes in the last 27 minutes.
So Chris Hyde is with it. This is Shaffy. Straight towards the 30-metre line. Chris Hyde offloading again to Blake Shaffy. Second touch in this set of 6 for him. Here come the Scorpions yet again. Moran, Beale, kicking. Bulldogs defuse it. They've got it. 20 out from their own line. Well, they had to read that play, the Bulldogs, and cut it off as the Scorpions. All looking good out here on the commentary box side. They've lost the ball again, the Bulldogs. 10 metres away they are. Tackle count restarted. Chris Hyde been in everything at dummy half. Blake Gallen been strong too. Gallen just slaps one of the Curry players around the head there. Back to the left-hand side. Again, they're on the prowl. Jeffrey wrapped up there by Scotty Dunn, and he's held up over the line.
That's another little one out there. It's been a good little battle between Scotty Dunn and Royce Jeffrey, and he's a pretty good defender, Scotty Dunn, and it's been a good challenge all game out there. They're really having a good go at it.
Saturday afternoon football right here on Bar TV. Hope you're enjoying Adam Bettridge's opinions on this match. Tweets coming in from right across Australia. and up through Indonesia. And over in the ditch, welcome to Bar TV, telecaster of the real NRL. Here in Newcastle. Playing the ball, they are the Scorps. They're going to kick it in the in-goal area. Hyde's chasing. Can he get it? No, they kick it over the dead ball line. Goal line dropout.
Nothing wrong with that. Building the pressure, and that's a smart little play actually by Chris Hyde. He's been pretty good today, Hyde. There's a fair rap on him when he came to town, and he was a country hooker, I believe, from last year, and he didn't get a look in the rep side this year, but he's been pretty consistent, and from all reports, he's been going really well the last few weeks.
Of course, we're not too far away from the countryside, heading across the Pacific to play the Hawaiian Residents. What about that touch? The kick's gone 55 metres on the fly, and Denny Vaughan charging back to the 40-metre line. What is your views on that match? A lot of people are saying, why play it in the middle of the year? What's your opinion on that?
I guess there's their pros and cons. Obviously, at South we didn't have any boys in it, but I could see where a few clubs are coming from with their players. But, I believe for the good of the game, I think it's all that's got to happen. And if they can help the football grow around the world, then, 2 weeks out of our schedule to help that is no biggie with me.
And of course, that's the undercard to the big match, which will follow that one between Samoa and also the Tomahawks. So big few weeks coming up for the country rugby league boys.
I believe Matt Shipway is going to be playing for the Tomahawks too, so it'll be good to see how he goes against his former teammates.
Fields after it, comes down with it and scores! He gets his second try. He wanted it. He knew the kick was going to go to him. Bingo, under the post.
Yeah, very good take there by Shane, and he's done the job for him, and just comes back to them mounting errors from Kurri, and it's pretty hard to defend them, and he's done a good job, and he's got players to the club, and he's going really well.
Here's the kick. Goes into touch. On the halfway line. $32 points to 4. Adam Swadling. Met there by Dan Thorogood. Of course, scored on the bell last week against Cessnock. This is Allen. Down inside the 30-metre line. Who wants the ball now? They're all calling for it, so that's a good sign. 30 metres away. Hyde. Briggs. Josh Schmeidel offloading the ball. Back to the 10 in Swadling. Offloading. They're keeping alive. Kurri scrambling in defence to try and stop the momentum here from the Scorpions. They're still keeping it alive. That's gone through 8 pairs of hands. Tapped away. No hands involved, I don't think. Referee disagrees. He's called it up. 30 metres out from the line. Well, it must have been a nail in that.
Yeah, they're throwing the ball around here a bit now, the Scorps, and they're very dangerous when this starts to happen. You see little Andy Sumner and Cantor sniffing around, and they'll be looking for a break, but they'll be trying to finish this game off. 19 minutes to go, and they'd want to put a few more points on yet.
Macquarie. What a fortnight it is for them. Getting up against Maitland last week. Looks like they'll take the 2 competition points here today. So it's a 4-point fortnight. And don't forget, Old Boy Day next weekend at Macquarie as well. So get out and support your side. All Scorpions fans, your team's going okay. More than okay. They're third on the ladder. Behind, just in front is Souths. And on top of the ladder, of course, is the Western Suburbs Rosellas. Cullen. Intercepted! Macquarie! Straight to the halfway line. Put down there by Simon Craig. It's getting vocal here at Kurri. You'd expect that when you come to Kurri.
Oh, if you don't expect that, mate, you shouldn't come up here. They always give you plenty of stick, and yeah, no matter win, lose or draw, they let you know they're furlings. But they're a loyal bunch of fans, and you know they've stuck it out, and you've got to take your hat off to them. They're always following their side, and haven't seen too many leave yet, and they'll stick to the end.
Here's an error. Josh has put it down. Bulldogs have it. Losing it. Will he say they had it and lost it? I think he'll find he's going to give this back to the Bulldogs, and it's a brave ref to go the other way.
Yeah.
So
I think both sides for me, 17 minutes to go. Kurri be looking, you know, for a good 17 here to take something into next week. And same as Macquarie, they'd be wanting to finish the game off pretty strong and maybe a few more tries. So should be interesting to see what happens this last 17 minutes.
and of course Macquarie next week play Port Stephens, the Old Boys Day. As we just mentioned there, Kurri go across to Maitland next Saturday afternoon. There's a few spectators just coaching the referee from the sideline. Kurri now over the halfway line. Jeans is with it. 40 metres away. They go to the Johnny Sattler stand side. Down inside the 20, Wyborn.
Geez, he's tried hard today, Benny Wyborn. He's been Curry's best, I've thought.
Cullen goes high. Diffused well out there, the Scorpions. Right on their own goal line. Well, they haven't done much wrong today, the Scorps.
No, they've been pretty good. The back three have been very solid, actually, and they've done their job really well. And, you know, they're getting that set started for the Scorps, which is what Barry would want.
"21 metres away from their own goal line. He's still got this gigantic 10 metres. Here's the penalty from his whistle. Ryan Walters. He's given a few to Macquarie today. Pretty much all deserved. As you better look out, Adam. That ball's coming to get you.
Yeah, I can't catch him either, mate, so it'll be yours if it comes this way, Pete.
Now, don't call me Butterfingers. Gee, lucky that didn't come my way. 5 metres short of that halfway line, the Scorps. Did well there. Denny Vaughan, bit of a juggle around his knee to get that ball back in his position. Fling him into the ground, 20 metres away from the Bulldogs' goal line. Now scooting from dummy half. Shippard. As we mentioned, Curry's highest point scorer in season 2014. Simpson turns it back on the inside. They go to the 40 metre line. Macquarie back to halfway with the referee. They work the Johnny Sattler stand side, the Old Boys side. And just in case you're wondering how on earth you get a replay of our halftime package, just head on to YouTube and type in Bar TV Sports. And all the packages are available there for viewing right now. So that's Bar TV Sports. The ball is favourable to Macquarie. Goes over the dead ball line. So back out to the 20. So Adam, big game for you tomorrow. What are you expecting?
Yeah, we're expecting a big game out there. You know, Central, they're being pretty good. And last time we played them at Townsend, they were the better side and we got out of jail. So we'll be expecting a very physical game. And they've got really fast backline who, you know, they play a lot of footy and don't mind throwing it around. And we'll be expecting a very tough game. And like I said, out at Central, I think it might even be Old Boys Day or something out there, they were saying. So I'm sure they're going to be pretty friendly to us out there.
We've got this old boy theme going at the moment throughout the real NRL, haven't we? Macquarie next week. Bar TV invited in the old boys shed throughout the week. So great to see and great for the fans that those types of concepts actually work and put bums on seats. 30 metres away from the line. Keeping it alive. Now they're down and out, 31 metres away from the goal line. Look at the little show and go there by the 6 in Sumner. Still going out the back. Play on. And this is Houston with the ball. 4 metres out from the line. Here come Macquarie. Back it comes now to Briggs. Ball and all tackle. Last one as well. 32-4. Here's the kick in towards the in-goal area. Look for chasers. Kurri. Get to the ball. Back out to the 20 though. Well, that was an interesting end of that set.
Yeah, a few tired boys out there for Kurri, and they'll want to finish the game off strong here. They've got 12 minutes to go, and I think on a note that Kurri need to be commended for what they've done this year. They've lost a lot of players in good players too, with Nathan Ross and Jesse and Abraham and Regan Tanner and Benny Jeffrey. So they've done a good job trying to replace them blokes this year, and they've stuck at it. And they've got a few young kids coming through there that they'll want to keep hold of and try and get some glory years in the next few years with them.
And it's half time at Cessnock. It's 16 points to 4. Touch judge coming in.
Geez, he went quick in them fast boots too, Pete. There's a bit of colour in him, isn't there?
Is there what? Hey?
Touch judge Dybird, he's seen that one, so he's done well.
Matches his flag. He's colour coordinated, our touch judge out here. Craig Dybird. Eh? He's got that colour theme going. There's that yellow flag again. He knows how to put that up. 30, 40 metres away they are as we broadcast out of the bunker here at Kurri.
Yeah, it's good up here at Kurri. It's good to watch footy from over here, and they're putting on a pretty good show at the moment.
Hayden Jeans held in the tackle there. Bourne over the top. Wyborn sends it to the right-hand side. There's a gap out here. They can put it through their hands, but they go up the middle. And they're brought down 15 metres away from the Scorpions line. It's Jeans again. Went to the defensive line. Still going, Jeans. Looking to offload. Goes himself. Still going. Tremendous run. Still on for the Bulldogs. Craig comes back on the inside. Nuggeting, weaving. Has he got the ball down? Referee says time off.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have the best of view from out there. The referee was on the spot. He was pretty confident, Craig. He looked like he said he'd scored, so don't know what they've ruled here, Pete. It might be play the ball by the look of it. Held up.
Held up. Our man with the yellow boots and the yellow flag gave him the hint. So back out to the 20-metre line. And Kurri, a little bit of niggle here. Going off here, the Scorpion. He's not happy. Not sure what he's on about, but...
Coach Moore wouldn't want anything stupid here. When you're leading by 28 with 10 to go at Kurri, you don't want to do anything stupid.
Peter King. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. Off the boot of Cullen. Looking for Tanner. Ball's gone over and hit the corner post. On the full, right in front of the old boys over there. So we're not long to go. We've got 10 minutes, in fact. Smack bang right on 10 minutes. 32-4. And nobody is in any great rush to get play back underway. There's a lost ball. Play on. Bulldogs have the possession. 12 metres away from the line. Wyborn goes himself, looks up, finds Jeans, and they pick him up and they drive him. Back to the 20-metre line, Wyborn. 16 is with it. 14 metres away from the goal line. Back from Wyborn. Handling it back towards the middle of the field. Scorpions Tackling in numbers there on Scott Dunn. Short to the left, the Scorps. They come this way, Kurri. They go themselves, and Simon Craig won't be denied this time. He scores, has he?
Yeah, he nearly scored in that same spot he said he scored before, and he's a very good ball runner, Simon Craig. I didn't know too much about him, but he gave us a heap of trouble up here, and, that's the typical run. He runs with plenty of oomph, and he takes the line on, and he keeps you plenty honest, and that's another good individual try. I've seen a few up here today, and, there's a bit to work with there with Craig if they can develop his ball passing game. I think naturally I've been told he is a centre, so I'd imagine he'd give you a fair bit of grief in the centres, but no, he should be pretty happy. He's had a fair game as well.
This is the try on the replay. Well, they were short in numbers, Macquarie. And over he goes. Ponytail swinging in the breeze as well.
He's got a fast hairdo, doesn't he? He's a fair footballer, though. I think, he'd be one that Kurri would be looking at for the next few years. If they can develop him a bit, they'll have a fair play on their hands there.
Well, he's developed his hairstyle. Probably thinks of himself as the funkster of the real NRL. There he goes. Here's the kick now. 15 metres away. Probably does his own hairstyle. Saves him $20 at Just Cuts. Here's the kick from the touchline. It's coming back around, but not enough. So we're inside the last 7 minutes. It's 32 points to 8 on Saturday afternoon football here on Bar TV. And Macquarie looking forward to their next match, no doubt, against Port Stephens next Saturday out at Lyle Peacock Field out there on the banks of the lake. Not a bad spot. Great history coming out of the Scorpions as well. Here's the recommencement of play. Back here at the Kurri Sports Ground. The Bulldogs go away and field it. This is Baldwin. Runs into Shane Beale. And Shane Beale, what a game he has had this year. Well, what a few good matches he's had, and he's also had a good one here today. Yeah, and Shane Beale, of course, picking up hat-trick of tries here today as well. As we see now, Swaddling. Plays it back to the right-hand side. 16 again. The late inclusion into the Bulldogs side. The 16. Here's the kick. Monster kick. Then they get to it on the full. Cantor says, you can keep kicking those balls to me, and I'm going to keep on catching them.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he, Cantor? He's been really effective in attack, and he's done a great job at the back for him today.
As they come to their 20-metre line. Hashtag real NRL. Hashtag real NRL. To keep up to date with all the Newcastle Rugby League news on Twitter. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. As we see now, Macquarie, they are not done yet. They're coming down now to the fullback. And Subner still going, offloading it. Roberts is with the ball. And he's put away there by Simpson. Bit of a scuffle back down here on the 40-metre line as well. Play on, says the referee. Back then out of Briggs. He now finds Isaac. And they're dropped down. Well, both sides are down to 10 as there's 5 players back up here on the halfway line. Referee has said play on. Back to Hyde. Kicking for Sumner. Sumner gets it. Sumner scores. He got the ball down before the dead ball line. What a great individual try there by Andrew Sumner.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done really well to follow up on the kick, and he's been dangerous all day, Andy Sumner, and he's doing a really good job there at Macquarie for the 6. He probably at the start of the year wasn't what Coach Moore would have had in his plans, but geez, he's been really good so far. He's played some good footy.
I'll tell you what, the Bar TV producers throughout the week, they'll have their hands full putting together these highlights packages, I'll tell you. How about the tries? We're seeing great ones. Absolute class on display here in the Newcastle Rugby League.
We've seen a few clangers today, haven't we? We've seen that one in the first half and a few individual tries. They've scored some beauties today, Macquarie.
We come back to live pictures here now. we see now the crowd giving it to the Scorpions, and the Scorpions are pretty much encouraging the fans with this tactic. It's all about this incident that happened back down here on the 40-metre line, and everyone knows they're at the Kurri Sports Ground, and the fans are giving it to the Scorpions, and the Scorpions are giving it back to them. So,
geez, they don't hold back up here, Pete, do they? They like giving you a bit of stick, and I've copped some in my time myself, which is probably what these boys are out here. But you just got to wear it on the chin, and you just got to come up here and do your job. And they're going really good, Macquarie, and they'll just want to finish the game off. They've got 3 minutes 25.
Okay, that's all happening here at Kurri. If we can get a wide shot of the bottom left-hand corner, that's what we're talking about. There's Kurri, get play back underway. Down to the in-goal area. As they bring it back again, this is Roberts down to the 30-metre line. 38 points to 8 on the Bar TV scoreboard, Adam.
2.5 minutes to go here. The natives are getting a bit angry, and I'd say, Macquarie be looking to roll through this set and just get out of here. And it's been a very good game. It's probably scoreline doesn't indicate, I don't think, what the game's been. I think Kurri have been pretty good, and they just haven't had the bounce of the ball, and they've definitely got something to work with here, Kurri, and they'll take that into next week, and I'm sure they'll build from it.
It's Macquarie now, bang the ball into touch. And they find the line on the halfway. So we've got 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Here in Kurri, it's the Scorpions to the halfway line. The 17 is with it. This is Roberts. He runs into Smith. Plays the ball back 41 metres away from the line. Subner. Best try he scored a moment ago this season. Andrew Subner. Ball's on the ground. It's gone backwards. Gallen takes the tackle there off Lachlan Hill. Holding him down in the tackle. They think he might have lost it. Slow play the ball. The referee will call it up here. Consulting here with Touchy and Craig Dybird. Dybird giving his opinion of what happened. He said, no, they didn't lose the ball, Kurri. Applauded by the crowd. That decision as Justin Peterking has the ball. Here's a penalty to the Bulldogs. Right on the halfway line. The 20 is with it. Peterking to the 40-metre line. As we see now the ball come back through the middle of the field. The 7 is with it. This is Cullen. Flicks it out the back. Simpson drawing his winger back on the inside. Back to Mitch Cullen. Justin Peterking losing it. Macquarie pick it up and they set sail over the halfway line through Shane Beale. The halfway line. Hyde. This is Gallen. Towards the 40-metre line. As we see now, they go out wide with the ball. This time it's Metcham down the sideline. Comes back and he's been crunched 12 metres away from the Bulldogs line. Macquarie kicking, looking. Briggs, ball's bounced, picked up, it's play on. Can they score? They do score. Nathan Cantor, he scores for the Scorpions on the stroke of full time.
And that's that bounce of the ball we're talking about. Kurri have been unlucky. That's come off the post, and obviously Cantor's in the position to do it. But they've had a good game.
As now the replay will be coming up as the crowd starts to disperse the faithful from Kurri who have turned up to watch their side go around. It's been 4 weeks since they've played here at the Kurri Sports Ground. But credit to the Scorpions here today. They've turned it on and they've deserved their effort. 42 points to 8. It's full time here at Kurri. The Scorpions have been able to defeat the Kurri Bulldogs by 44 to 8, Adam.
Yeah, they'd be happy with that. They'd be happy with that, Macquarie. They've run away with it. They've ended up winning 44 to 8, and they've won a good game here. And like I said, Kurri should be happy with their effort. They've tried hard, but at the end of the day, Macquarie are just too good, and they've run away with it in the end. And yeah, they've played pretty good football today here.
They've played as a team today, haven't they? You know, you can't rule one player out. They just, you know, all players, the whole 17. Just combined well and gelled well together.
Yeah, they've rolled their sleeves up too. I was pretty impressed actually with Macquarie's forward pack. I think led by Vaughan and Swanderling, they were pretty physical early on, and you know they really got the job done early for them, and you know they laid that platform, and they're pretty tough to pin back from 22 to 6.
And the Macquarie side, after today's performance, they hold on to third spot on the real NRL ladder. Final score, 44 to 8 in favour of Macquarie. Well, Adam, mate, can't thank you enough for coming here today, you know, to drive up from Newcastle and to be a part of the Bar TV commentary team. I hope you had fun, and mate, anytime you want to come back, feel free.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience, and you know something I'll definitely do again. And like I said, I can't thank Bar TV and the other networks that cover this great game of ours and get it out there around Australia and the world. And to be promoting the game like the real NRL is, it's a credit to everyone involved. And at South or any club, we all should be trying to promote the game the best we can. And anything I can do or our club can do to help, we're more than happy to.
Righto, good on you, Adam. That was Adam Bettridge, the South's Newcastle Lions coach. Of course, his teams are going around tomorrow against Central Newcastle. Well, that pretty much wraps us up here from Kurri Sports Ground. On behalf of the entire Bar TV crew, we'll do it again next weekend. Until then, it's bye for now.